Hi everybody, MJ here. Okay, I'm ready to start the interactivity walkthrough. And I think what I'm going to have to do is, in order to remind myself which of the three options I've chosen, I'm going to go ahead and write them in the title space right up here every time so that I can remind myself what it is that I want to accomplish by the time I'm finished. Okay, so now I'm just going to go ahead and do the first three options. So the first option is that whenever you press the B key, the sprite gets a little bit bigger. So I'm going to go ahead and put that up here just so I remember. When B key is pressed, sprite gets bigger. Okay, now it doesn't say anything about how much bigger, and I'm also wondering if I have to make it smaller. I just might do that because that's what I like to do. If I'm going to make something bigger, I also want to make it smaller. So here's what I'm going to do. First off, I'm going to go ahead and set up a theme just because I love working when I have a theme as opposed to just leaving just a completely blank canvas. So I'm actually going to pick another sprite, and let's go with the crab. We're going to get rid of Scratch Cat just for now. And then backdrop, well, if he's a crab, I think it would make sense to be in something that's sort of underwater, so we'll go with that. Great, okay. So the idea is if I press B, the crab should get bigger. Okay, well that sounds to me like a conditional. It's an if-then statement. So if the B key is pressed, then the sprite gets bigger. I know there's other options for how to do this, but for the sake of this, I'm just going to go ahead and stick with that. So we'll do when green flag is clicked, and we're going to go ahead and do a control block because that's where the if-then statement is. So here is the if, and the if is going to be when B key is pressed. So to do that, I'm going to go to sensing and put in this block right here, but I'm going to select for B. Okay, so if B key pressed, then the sprite's going to get bigger. Now that sounds like looks to me. And looking here, okay, I could probably do this one, change size by 10. I could do this one too, but the problem with this is that it would only happen once. If it said key B is pressed, then set size to 50%, that's it. It'll just stick at that. And I want to keep making it able to get bigger and bigger and bigger every time you press the B key. So let's do this. We'll change size by 10. Now I'm actually not sure if this is going to work yet, and I want to go ahead and give it a quick try because if it doesn't, I think I've got a solution for how to fix it. Okay, so hit B. Okay, so see, the problem is that because I did when green flag is clicked, I have to make this last longer in order for me to be able to make the crab get bigger. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a forever block, put that in there. That way it's going to go on forever. Every time I press the B key, it's going to go ahead and change the size by 10. So that'll ensure I can keep doing it and doing it and doing it. So let's do that. I'll hit green flag and hit B. Up, perfect. Bigger, 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 bigger. Excellent. Fabulous. Okay, now there's one thing that I want to do. I know that technically the activity only says this part, but I actually want to go ahead and make it able to get smaller too. That's just a personal preference. So I'm going to throw in another if and then, and let's do another key pressed, but instead of B, we'll do C. And then we'll change the size, but instead of making it get bigger by changing by 10, we're going to have it get smaller by changing -10. Now let's see if this works. I'm not sure if it will, but let's give it a try. So B still works. And what about C? Awesome, perfect. It shrinks the same amount, just shrinks instead of getting bigger because it's a -10. Fabulous, excellent. Now I want to go ahead and save this. So in the studio that's been designated for this, the Interactions Puzzle 1 studio, I can place this particular project in that studio. So let's go ahead and let's see project page. Okay, so when B key is pressed, sprite gets bigger. Awesome. And then we're going to go ahead and share it so everyone can see it. Great. Now it's public. And the other thing is that now I can actually go ahead and put it in the studio that's been designated for it. And the way I go about doing that is I'm just going to type in what the studio actually is. So here I have it listed as studios / 218301. So I'll click, and that'll take me straight to the studio where I can add my project, which is right here. Excellent. So now my particular project has been entered in Interactions Puzzle 1. Excellent. Okay, let's go to the next one. So we're going to create a new project. And for this project, we're titling this, again, what the actual point of the project is. So for this one, I have to figure out a project where whenever the sprite hears a loud sound, it changes color. So let's do this. If sprite hears a loud sound, it changes color. Fabulous. Okay, sounds like another if-then statement. So this is actually going to be pretty similar. And because I keep rejecting him and I don't want to do that to my Scratchcat anymore, let me go ahead and keep him, but I'll find a new background. So if he's changing color, it sounds like I want him to be in a really, really colorful environment. Let's have him be sort of amidst all these flowers. Okay, so there's going to be a lot of colors around him, but Scratchcat is looking pretty much just the same as he always is. So let's do this. We're going to go ahead and do another if-then statement. And I'll create that by doing when green flag clicked. And again, the if-then block. Okay, now in order to go ahead and figure this one out, I have to again think of the if and the then. So let's start with the changes color because I definitely know that one. It changes color. Well, that again sounds like looks. And this one down here seems to be pretty good. Color change effect by 25. We're going to throw that in there and see what happens. Now the other thing is sound. So for me, sensing sounds pretty reasonable for this, right? Because if there's sensing of something, then it's going to cause something else to happen. Now if I throw loudness in here, it doesn't seem to work. Okay, so we're going to have to do something else. So I think I know what I'm going to do. What I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to use an operator, because what's going to happen is that if I use this operator, I can go ahead and say that if loudness, which will fit in here, is greater than some sort of amount, then the color change will take place. And I'm going to make this a really small number, so no matter what, if any sound plays, it's going to be higher than that number. And for my sound, let's go ahead and do this. When green flag is clicked, the meow sound will play, and then theoretically the loudness will be great enough that this color change will take place. Okay, let's see what happens. Oh, it's saying allow, so I'll go ahead and allow. Okay, and we'll try it. Perfect. Okay, there you go. So we played the sound, and the color change did indeed take place. Excellent. And let's say that I was going to go ahead and make this, I don't know, 90. Would that make a difference? Oh, yep, it definitely does. And actually, I could probably just keep on changing this and see what changes actually happen. Oh yeah, see that? Super cool. I love this. Excellent. Okay, so now I can go ahead and save this and put it in the Interactions Puzzle 2 Studio on the Scratch side. Okay, this is my last interactions puzzle, and for this one, basically what I have to account for is if the sprite is in the top 25% of the screen, he's going to go ahead and say, I like it up here. So let me put that in first. If sprite is in top 25% of screen, then he will say, I like it up here. Excellent. Okay, so for this one, we're talking about going up to the top of the screen. To me, that sounds like something that would fly. So let's select something that would indeed fly. Let's go with a butterfly. We'll get rid of Scratchcat again. And let's put him somewhere outside where there's sort of a sky so he can actually go up. Yes, boardwalk. Let's go with that. All right, perfect. Okay, so what we're saying is that when he gets up to the top here, that's when he should say, I like it up here. So I think I know exactly what I'm going to go ahead and do. I'm going to go ahead and use, again, the when green flag clicked block. And for control, I'm going to do the if-then statement. Okay, now, when he gets up here, I want him to go ahead and say, I like it up here. So again, we'll start with that second part because we definitely know how to have him say something. He's going to say, I like it up here in the looks category. Now for the if statement, this might actually be an operator again, because if he's going up and down, we're talking about the y-axis, right? So the y-coordinate's going to have to be something higher than maybe about here, which if you look down in the bottom right-hand corner is about 73. So if the y-coordinate is higher than 73, theoretically, he should say, I like it up here. Okay, two things. First off, I'm going to go ahead and pull out that operator again, the greater than. And I need something here that says something along the lines of y-coordinate, and then something along the lines here of about 73. So y-coordinate, I think I can get in sensing. Yes, down here. This block, I can go ahead and say y position, and then I can go ahead and just keep it at butterfly 1. Okay? Oh, great. So he's already saying I like it up here. But we want to make sure that he actually is above a certain level. So we'll put it again at about 73, and we'll test it out and see what happens. Okay, here we go. So let's try it. I like it up here. Perfect. But if we go ahead and we put him down here and click green flag, nothing happens. Even in the center, nothing. But as soon as we get him up here, I like it up here. Perfect. Excellent. We've solved the puzzle. We can go ahead and save this, share it, and be ready to go ahead and put this in the next Interactions Puzzle 3 Studio. Okay, guys, go ahead and try each of these different puzzles and see what sorts of interesting solutions you can come up with.